It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to this special edition of the Science Bowl. This is the second of two semifinal games as we come to the end of our 32nd season. Who will be the new elementary school Science Bowl champ? Could be one of these two schools who will be going up against Rogers Heights. Let's meet today's teams right now. First from Capitol Heights, would you please say hello to Fadula Amidigan, Lavender Petty, and Marcus Bryant. And from Whitehall Elementary, here they are, Conrad Pagulian, Carlington Wallen, and Henry Cole. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our questions on a game board, and they get more difficult as we go from left to right. The easier ones worth 5 and 10 points, increasingly more difficult, 15, 20, 25, toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, one of these 2 outstanding schools will be one of the 2 finalists joining Rogers Heights in this year's championship match. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly before we start. Let's go to the red team. And Lavender, try that buzzer for me. Looks A-OK. Good luck to you and to Marcus and to Fadula. And then Whitehall, how about the green team's buzzer? Could you try it, Carlington? Thank you very much. Good luck to you, to Henry, and to Conrad. I just have to say, very few schools make it this far. We started with 40 elementary schools. We're down now to 3. And you guys are the best of the best. And I should point out that Capitol Heights won the championship last in 1990. It's been a long time, and Whitehall has never taken home a county championship, so we're rooting for both of them. Let's make sure that is everything. Are you ready to do this, guys? Yeah. Let's do it. We go alphabetically, C before W, so Capitol Heights and Lavender, let's play the bowl.
Can we do body systems for 15 points?
Body systems for 15 points to start our game. Teams, recently in the Winter Olympics, one of the American bobsledders competed just a week and a half after he had this organ, a vestigial organ, taken out, an organ that we think at one time helped with human digestion. He had what removed, Capitol Heights?
His appendix?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he went out there. His scar was still there, but he said, I've waited a long time, and I'm gonna race. Good. Lula, thank you for your help. I'm sorry.
Can we do Let's Get Physical for 20 points, please?
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, if you ever see vultures, they hardly flap their wings. They just float on currents of air called the thermals, which is heat rising. That heat that rises in the middle of the day, is it produced by convection, conduction, Whitehall?
Convection.
I heard that whispered from Henry all the way over here. Convection is right. Nicely done, young man. Good. Green. Go.
Next to the other team.
All right. Go, Carlington.
Let's get physical for 15, please.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, this planet will rotate on its axis 3 times. Whitehall. What you got?
Venus?
Not Venus. Capitol Heights, I'll finish the question for you. This planet will rotate on its axis 3 times for every 2 revolutions it makes around the sun. What you got, please? Answer? Correct answer is Mercury. Mercury was the right answer. Go again, Green. Carlington.
Science potpourri for 15, please.
Potpourri for 15 points. All right, teams. Let's see how well you know your signs of the zodiac. Of the 12 signs of the zodiac, the only one that is an inanimate object, it's not a person or an animal, is this one, Lavender. The only inanimate zodiac sign. Don't be ringing in unless you have an idea, please.
Okay.
What do you have? What jumped into your head? Give me a zodiac sign. Whitehall, I'll go to you. What is the only zodiac sign that is an inanimate object? It's not an animal and it's not a person. It's Libra, the scales. Try again, please, Green.
Dateline science for 15, please.
Dateline science for 15 points. Teams, there was a British chemist by the name of William Perkins who, with the help of alcohol and a chemical called aniline, came up with this substance which let princes wear purple and women to change the color of their hair. He invented what? What did he invent?
Dye.
Dye, that's it, sure. Okay, go Red.
Can we do Zoo Parade for 15 points?
Super Parade for 15. You know, there's a new television series called Choo Choo TV from India that talks about fairy tales and gives them all happy endings. You remember little... Wow.
Skull.
What you got?
I passed it to Henry.
Skull.
What is it?
Skull.
Skull?
Skull.
What's he saying?
Skull.
Spell it.
SKULL.
Skull. No. Let me finish it for Capitol Heights. Choo Choo TV is a new series about fairy tales that all have happy endings. You remember Little Miss Muffet? She sat on a tuffet eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her, but in their version, she invites him to share her meal. So she is not in this version an arachnophobe. She's an arachno what?
What would be the suffix?
That's a tough question. It's an arachnophile, meaning a spider lover instead of a spider hater. Go again, Red.
Can we do Green Things for 15 points?
Green Things for 15 is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. If you saw or know about the movie Black Panther, you'll know that this was the only plant that grew in Wakanda.
What is it called?
Okay, Capitol Heights.
The heart. The heart herb?
Yes, indeed. It is the heart-shaped herb, yeah. I was going to tell you it was related to parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. You didn't even need that. Good answer. Go Red. 95 to 70. You're in the lead.
Can we do Zoo Parade for 20 points?
Zoo Parade for 20 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor, please. Everybody recognize a firefly or a lightning bug. The U.S. Postal Service has just issued brand new stamps that show the firefly and other animals that produce their own cold light. What B initialed? Whitehall, what do you want to tell me?
Bioluminescent.
I passed it to Henry.
Bioluminescent?
Yes, sir. Bioluminescent creatures. Nicely done, Henry. Okay, the buzzer says we've come to the end of the first round. It's almost a dead heat. Right now, Whitehall is at 90, 95 for Capitol Heights. We'll be back with the second part of Science Bowl in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl. A very important game today, as we said at the top of the show. One of these two great teams is going to come back to play Rogers Heights for the championship of the elementary schools in this, our 32nd year of Science Bowl competition. Before we ask any more questions, and I hope you've seen these young people before. They've won a couple times already to get to this point, but if you haven't met them yet, let's do that right now. Let's make some introductions. Cal Lavender, nice to have you back. Future interior designer, you're welcome, and a very stylish young lady. And as we were saying, there's a lot of history at Capitol Heights.
Yes.
And I know you would like to, after 30-some years, get that championship again. Tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Miss Lattimore.
Yes, indeed. She's a wonderful principal and been to your school a number of times. And you have that wonderful new outdoor classroom, too,
Yes.
which if the weather ever breaks, you can get to enjoy. Tell me, who's the captain? Who are the sponsors of your team?
Our sponsors are Miss Nagaya and Senor Salinas.
Absolutely. And as we mentioned the last time you were here, you are here because another team dropped out, and we're so happy you got the chance. And boy, we almost missed you.
Yeah, we're super excited as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Tell me something about your school that's terrific. I just mentioned the outdoor classroom. What's something else that you think everyone should know about your school?
Something else everyone should know about our school is that our teachers care about us, and at the end of this month, we're going to have Girls Appreciation Day because we already have Men Make a Difference Day, and it's showing gender equality.
Absolutely. And I remember being over there, and there was one of your students who had her own cooking show on YouTube. You know, she was really making a difference. Before I leave you, Lavender, any alternates on your team?
We have Matthew and Bessie.
All right, we'll bring them out in a few moments. We talked about your interest in interior decorating, and you blog as well, don't you?
Yes, I love blogging, and I love also doing videos on my YouTube channel.
Wonderful. Well, you have a nice stage presence. I can see you're a good communicator.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're demonstrating that here. Marcus, tell us the Marcus story. You want to be in the Olympics someday, and what would be your event?
Track and field, but event would probably be the first one, at least the 100-meter dash, maybe the 400.
Yeah. So you're a fast guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. And you're an excellent student too. Why'd you want to be on Science Bowl?
Well, I had watched other videos. I got interested in it, and I'm really competitive. I'm a really competitive person.
I can tell, and you know, in sports and in academics, and it's a way to hone your skills. And I like it because you get to demonstrate to everybody watching out there all the hard work you put in. And it's good to have you here. But Lula, you know a lot about science too, and you want to go into science or math someday, and you want to go to the oldest college in America, which is what?
Harvard?
Harvard University, absolutely right. And that is kind of the pinnacle of American education in many ways. Why Harvard?
Because it's a great school.
Yeah, because of its reputation. And you come with a great reputation too. You've done so well on this show throughout the year, and it's an honor to have you back here. What do you do in your spare time?
I read, I watch TV,
Yeah.
I do a lot of reading.
And you absorb all that information too, because I can tell. Nice to have you here. Whitehall, nice to have you guys here. Carlington, Whitehall over there in Bowie, yeah? Who's your principal?
Mr. Christian.
Oh, I got that in stereo, almost triplicate there. Who is the sponsor? Who are the sponsors of your team?
Miss Farmer and Miss Wine.
And they have been hungering for a county championship for years. And not to put any pressure on you, but they would really like it if you guys brought it home this year. Any alternates on your team?
Mark and Vincent.
Wonderful. We'll bring them out in a few moments. And do your shirts say, what do they say?
Science Bowl, Whitehall Elementary, 2017-2018.
That's great. And I like the artwork on there, you know, with the flask and the atomic model. I hope you guys get to keep those, huh?
I think we do.
Yeah, all right. You've earned it. You've earned it. Carlington, what do you want to do someday?
I want to be a veterinarian.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Do you have pets at home?
No.
Oh, still not. We've been pulling, you know, we got to get you a dog or something. Yeah, maybe
Or a
start out
cat.
easy. Yeah,
Cats
with
will
a
be
gerbil maybe. Henry, tell us about yourself.
Well, I want to be a botanist, and, well, I play with my cats. I watch TV. I read books sometimes.
Wow, you do all the right kid stuff. Now, your botany, does that lend itself to gardening? Do you like to garden?
I tried, but I'm not very good at it.
Well, there are too many pests around here, too many moles and too many squash bugs. It's a tough road to hoe around here, but you're a smart young man, and we're glad to have you back. Conrad, nice to have you here on set for the first time. And I talked to this young man earlier, and he's still kind of undecided about the future. So many things out there, but what do you like to do in your spare time? Maybe that'll give us a hint.
Well, I like playing video games, watching TV,
Yeah. What's your favorite TV show?
I'm not really sure.
The correct answer was Science Bowl. The correct answer was, we could have given you some extra points. I'm sorry, I'm just joking with you. What else do you do besides video games?
I sometimes read books, and
What do you like to read? What kind of books?
sometimes I usually read like mythology books,
Yeah, those are great.
like fiction books.
That's good. We're nice. It's very nice to have you on the set today. Let's get back to the game. It's a close one, 95-90. Just 5 points separate our two teams. Lots of points. All the tougher ones left. Let's come back and start with the green team. Carlington.
Body systems for 20, please.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, there are different kinds of thermometers. The oral thermometer is placed in your mouth. The rectal thermometer goes in your rectum. And then the temporal thermometer, capital heights, goes where?
Can I pass to Fadula?
Come on, Fadula.
The regular thermometer that people use to measure
Not quite, not quite. We're looking for where it would be placed. The temporal thermometer, T-E-M-P-O-R-A-L, is placed where? Not in the mouth or in the rectum, but where?
Your ear.
Close. On your forehead, right here, the temporal thermometer. Try again, green.
Green things for 20, please.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, the word nyctonasty probably means nothing to you, and I'm not going to ask you to spell it. But nyctonasty is a kind of plant behavior where the petals of a flower close up in response to what stimulus? Nyctonasty. What stimulus makes them close up? Talk among yourselves, Whitehall, in case I have to come to you, so I have an answer there. All right? What's that?
Nectar?
Nectar, not nectar, no. What would cause the flower petals to close up? What stimulus?
Air pressure.
Air pressure. That's a good try. Nighttime. Nighttime. Night causes them to close up. That was a tough question. Go green.
Science potpourri for 20, please.
Science potpourri for 20 points. Teams, a cosmetologist is someone who knows how to expertly apply makeup. But Carl Sagan, who used to like to look at the stars, was a
Cosmologist?
Yeah, oh, everybody knew that one. Yes, indeed. I like that smile over there. A cosmologist, indeed. Okay, go red.
Can we do body systems for 10 points?
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, you know, when you're on the Science Bowl in the semifinals, you're probably clenching your fist and furrowing your brows and wringing your hands and maybe cracking your what? Capitol Heights?
Cracking your knuckles?
Yeah, and if you do, I'm going to hear you. Okay, go red.
Can we do zoo parade for 10 points?
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Since these beetles saved farmers in Eastern Europe from an infestation of aphids years ago, their little black bodies with the black spots are actually being used to make rosaries. Name those beetles.
Shellac beetles. I passed it to Henry.
Shellac beetles?
Not shellac beetles. That's a good try. These little red beetles with the black spots that saved the farmers in Eastern Europe by eating all the aphids, their bodies are now being used to make rosaries.
We don't have an answer.
What you think?
A Madagascar beetle?
Ladybugs. Ladybugs. Red beetles with black spots. Come on, guys. We thought that was an easy one. Go again. Red, please.
Can we do let's get physical for 10 points?
Let's get physical for 10. You certainly may. All right. Butane, propane, and methane are all components of the substance we call natural what? Capitol Heights.
Natural gases?
Natural gas, absolutely right. Natural gas it is. Falula almost stopped her. You know, sometimes you have to overrule the teammates. Go red.
Can we do science potpourri for 25 points?
Potpourri for 25. Big one in that category, teams. These E-initialed chemicals are called molecular scissors because they help to break up other things in your body, like when you're digesting your food. All right, Whitehall, come on, you need these points.
Enzymes.
Good. Got it. Bingo. Good. Green, go.
Green things for 25. Green things for 25 points.
Green things for?
25 points.
25. All right, teams. We all know what the petals of a flower are. We have our botanist over there. Beneath the petals are these little green leaf-like things that are almost anagrams of the word petals. Those are known as these. 25 points. Not pistils. No, good try. This term that describes the little green ring underneath the petals is almost an anagram of the word petals. They're called sepals. Sepals. S-E-P-A-L-S. Go green.
Zoo parade for 25, please.
Zoo parade for 25 points. All right, teams, the question is as follows. You know, at Thanksgiving, there is something called the giblets. It's like a bag of organs from the turkey. You know, you've got the heart in there, you've got the neck and some other things. You also have this, which is a second stomach for birds that has, yes?
Gizzard.
Gizzard is right. Yeah, thank you to Henry and to Conrad for that. The gizzard, little stones to help break up the food because birds don't have teeth. So those little stones do the work. 135 to 140. Ooh, so close. Go green.
Let's get physical for 25, please.
Let's get physical for 25 points. All right, teams, listen carefully here. there is a physical unit called a mho, M-H-O, that is a unit of electrical conductance. It determines how fast electricity can travel along a wire. If you spell it backwards, O-H-M, it is not a unit of electrical conductance, but a unit of electrical what that talks about how it is slowed down.
Resistance.
Resistance, absolutely right. The ohm is the unit of electrical resistance. Go green.
Dateline science for 20, please.
Dateline science for 20 points. Teams, back in 1967, Christian Barnard did the first heart transplant, and it made news around the world. But back in 1905, the first transplant of this eye tissue. Whitehall?
Cornea?
Cornea, that's right. The first corneal transplant took place in Czechoslovakia back in that year, back in 1905. All right, Henry, you're coming through for him there. You got a 50-point lead, but we still have lots of points there. Don't give up on me, Lavender. Go Carlington.
Science potpourri for 10, please.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, your question is as follows. You all heard of silkworms. Silkworms make the silk that we use for making the silk that we wear. Well, silkworms are entirely bred and controlled by people. You don't find them in the wild anymore. So, like cats and dogs and cows, Whitehall?
Domesticated?
Yeah, they've been domesticated. You got to be quicker on that buzzer, guys. Quicker on the buzzer. Go, Carlington. Good answer.
Dateline science for 10, please.
Dateline science for 10 points. Teams, smoking is awful. But now scientists say that this alternative to smoking is also Whitehall.
I passed it to Henry.
Vapor.
Vapor or vaping, absolutely
Yeah.
right. Yes, because there's still nicotine in there. Yes, go.
Green things for 10, please.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, you know, if you look at a spear of broccoli, it looks like a little tree. The stalk is the trunk, and the leaves at the top are actually...
Bristles?
Not bristles. The leaves at the top of this little tree-like thing on the broccoli spear are actually the what of the broccoli? Come on, Mr. Botanist, you know this. They're the flower buds. The flower buds. They would flower if you let them. Go green. Go. Let's go.
Dateline science for 5, please.
Dateline science for 5 points. Teams, doctors are not doing as many CT scans on teenage athletes that might be suffering this kind of injury. Capitol Heights. What you got?
Concussion?
Concussions, that's it. Good. Go red. Come on, you got some making up to do.
Yes. Can we do Dateline science for 25
You
points?
sure can. Dateline for 25 points. Teams, the last male northern white rhino recently had to be put to sleep. His name was Sudan. In Kenya, because he was so sick, they put him to sleep. That process is known as to euthanize. I'm going to give you 25 points if you can spell.
Can Fadula spell it,
You
please?
certainly can.
YOUTHNIZE.
Good try, good try. You can get 25 points and pad your lead if you can spell the word euthanize, which means to put someone to sleep. Who's going to be the speller of euthanize?
I passed it to
Henry's
Henry.
going to do it. Okay.
YOUTHANIZE.
You got the last part right, Henry. It is EUTHANIZE. No points. Go again, please. Red.
Can we do body systems for 25
You
points?
sure can. Teams, you've all heard of CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Well, the ABCs of CPR are A stands for airway, B stands for breathing. What does the C stand for in the body systems category?
It's like compression?
Not compression. Good try. What does the C stand for in the ABCs of CPR? A, airway, B, breathing, C.
I passed it to Henry.
Cleared.
Circulation. Circulation. Go again, red. Oh, we can't go any farther because the buzzer says we've run out of time, and it looks like Whitehall is going to be the second of our finalists. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back to Science Ball. Hope you played along at home and kept up as best you could with 6 outstanding young people here today. They are all just wonderful. They are all finalists and winners in our eyes. Let's give you all a nice round of applause. Our final tally today is Capitol Heights 140, Whitehall 205. So Conrad and Carlington and Henry, you are going on to the finals. You will be playing Rogers Heights. And Miss Wine over there is smiling almost. Ms. Farmer says, we're not there yet. Ms. Farmer, the vice principal, is here, and also the coach, and congratulations to you. And also to the 2 alternates up there, Vincent and Mark. Good job to you as well. And let's have another round of applause for the Capitol Heights team. But Lula and Lavender and Marcus, we almost missed you this year because, you know, we hadn't gotten you at the beginning, but we're so happy you joined us, and you guys are just fantastic. We have alternates back there as well at Capitol Heights. We have Matthew and Bessie and Miss Salinas, Mr. Salinas, and Miss Ngaya. Thank you so much for all your work and for what you did to get this team ready on such short notice. You were just fantastic. And you guys are fantastic. Thank you for being here on Science Bowl all this year and all 32 of our years. Hope to see you in the finals. It's going to be Whitehall and Rogers Heights. See you then. I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye.